Have you ever landed in a foreign airport just for a simple layover and suddenly realized everything feels wrong? Like the rules you thought you knew don't apply anymore and nobody warned you. Because here's the uncomfortable truth. Most travelers only learn the hard way. International layovers are full of silent traps, strange rules, and invisible checkpoints that can ruin a trip without you ever leaving the airport. And no airline announcement is going to save you. You think a layover means you're just waiting for your next flight? Maybe grabbing a coffee? Maybe stretching your legs? But in reality, some countries quietly treat layovers as temporary entries, meaning yes, you might actually need a visa even if you never plan to step outside the terminal. And when an officer calmly asks for paperwork you didn't know existed, panic sets in fast. I've seen travelers frozen at transit counters, passports shaking, because nobody told them that certain airports require a transit visa based on nationality, not destination. And it doesn't matter if your connection is only 90 minutes. 90 minutes can destroy months of planning. And then there's baggage, which people trust blindly. Big mistake. In some international layovers, especially when switching airlines or crossing specific regions, your checked bag does not automatically transfer, even when your boarding pass says final destination. So while you're casually scrolling your phone at the gate, your luggage is sitting alone in a restricted area waiting to be rechecked. And if you don't claim it in time, security flags it. Flights get delayed. And suddenly, you're that passenger. Nobody tells you this part, not the airline, not the travel blogs. Another trap hides in security rescreening, where you assume once is enough. But certain airports force transit passengers to go through full security again, sometimes with stricter rules than your departure country, meaning items that were perfectly fine an hour ago are now illegal, and TSA-style bins appear out of nowhere. Officers get serious, and your carry-on becomes a problem. Small things, liquids you forgot about, power banks that were fine before, medications without original packaging. And let's talk about airport zones, because not all terminals are created equal. Some international hubs have sterile transit areas where leaving one zone means you cannot go back without immigration clearance. So when you follow a sign that says restrooms this way, you might unknowingly cross a boundary that requires re-entry permission you don't have. Sounds crazy. It happens all the time. Even seasoned travelers get trapped by this. Then there's timing. Layover timing lies. A 2-hour international layover sounds safe on paper. But when you factor in deboarding delays, bus transfers on the tarmac, passport control queues for transit checks, secondary screening, and gates that change last minute, those 2 hours evaporate, gone, and airlines rarely take responsibility because technically, you were late, even though the system set you up to fail. Some airports also enforce unexpected health or customs declarations for transit passengers, especially during seasonal outbreaks or policy changes. And if your form isn't filled out correctly, you don't argue your way through it. You wait, and waiting kills connections. One of the most overlooked traps is overnight layovers where the airport technically closes transit areas, forcing passengers to pass immigration or exit security, which again loops back to visas, hotel requirements, and entry rules you were never planning for. People assume airports are open 24/7. They're not in the way you think. And here's the part nobody likes admitting. Airline staff often don't know these rules either. They follow scripts. They see green lights and red flags on screens. If the system says no, that's it. No empathy, no exception. That's why smart travelers don't rely on hope. They research the layover country, not just the destination. They check transit visa policies by passport, not by airline. They confirm baggage transfer rules directly. They avoid short international connections in unfamiliar hubs. They keep documents printed, not just digital. They pack carry-ons like they'll face security again, because they probably will. And the scariest part, these rules change quietly. No headlines, no warnings. One policy update, one silent memo, and thousands of travelers learn the truth at the gate, not online. That's why international layovers aren't just waiting periods. They're tests of preparation, awareness, and calm under pressure. Pass the test, and your journey flows like nothing happened. Fail it, and you're stuck explaining yourself to an officer who's heard every excuse before. So the next time someone tells you a layover is easy, remember this: Airports don't trap careless travelers. They trap unprepared ones. And now, you're not one of them.